We're squeezing the throttle on a four-wheel drive short course truck today, RC drivers. It's the team associated Pro4 SC10. It's a 1/10 scale four-wheel drive, ready-to-run brushless truck. And in this video, we're going to take a quick look at its features, hit the track for some laps, and by the end of the video, we'll see if it's worth the $340 price tag. There will be links for it in the video description. I can't remember the last time I drove a short course truck, so I'm actually really excited about driving this thing. Here's how it comes out of the box. You get the assembled truck, all painted up and decaled from the factory, their XP20 radio system, and then they've got a bag of instructions here with some hardware, and it looks like they got the number plates in there as well. So good looking truck. I don't see any holes cut out in the rear, so you're definitely gonna have to cut some holes to help vent this thing. That's just something you need to do in short course trucks so they don't fly nose up in the air, get that air through the body. But the rest of the body looks cool, nice and sleek in the front. They do use body clips to hold it on, and for race trucks or fun trucks like this, I don't mind the body clips. Pop the body off here so we can take a look at the chassis, and check this out. They've got a net over the top to help prevent any dirt and debris from getting inside. But let's start off with the front bumper with LED lights, and actually they've got LED lights in the rear bumper, even some mud flaps back there. They've got these general grabber tires. These things look pretty cool, mounted on short course style wheels. Chassis itself is a composite chassis, and it's a higher CG style. What's cool about that is it gives you that chassis roll of a real short course truck. Just a lot of fun to watch while you're driving, and sometimes it's a little bit of a challenge, but I'm sure this thing's going to handle it pretty well, because look at these shocks. Large bore oil filled shocks. They got sway bars, heavy duty arms, adjustable turnbuckles and tie rods for the steering. So this thing is set up so you can go and tune it if you want to. Nice looking steering knuckles and caster blocks, and then some stout hubs in the rear. I like how everything's captured, dual shear points on everything, so the ball ends aren't going to pop off the suspension. And then getting into the drivetrain, this is really cool. They got a front, center, and rear differential, metal gears on the inside, telescoping drive shafts to the wheels, ball bearings throughout this kit, just a drive shaft running down the center, metal motor plate, definitely like that. Some of these cars come with composite plates. Not a huge fan of it when I see that stuff, but once you go pop off this protective cover here, you check out the electronics. They've got a high torque, standard size steering servo, receivers inside the closed receiver box. Don't think that's waterproof, so just be aware of that. And then they've got the Reedy S600BL system. This is 2 to 3S capable, and then a 3300 kV Reedy motor. All right, time for me to throw a battery pack in and hit the track. All right, let's get a few laps in here at RC Madness in Enfield, Connecticut. This is an A-scale off-road track, but we used to run short course here a lot. The jumps are pretty big for this truck, but I'm gonna manage through it. And right off the bat, guys, these tires, well, they're horrible. They have no traction on this particular surface, so I'm gonna go really light on the throttle here. Just kind of show you how it works. The other thing I'm noticing is every jump, that front body goes up and over the lights and just stays there. It's kind of got that duck lip look. Here we go over the big jump. See if we can just air it out. There we go. Nice smooth jump. Went through the corner, just lightly on the throttle. Ooh, rough turn. So I'm running the truck on 3S. Definitely has plenty of power. Just want to keep it nice and light so I don't air this thing out without the holes in the rear. Because with the windy day today, it's definitely going to kite. Watch this thing on the straightaway though. Serious power. And over the big jump, we'll just finesse it. Wow, jumped that one perfect. Through the corner, got to go through this light. Some ruts at the end and the inside. There we go. And you know what? Let's air it out a little bit here. All right, now that I'm getting the feel for it a little bit better. I think it's got grease in the diffs, and we definitely need some oils in there, because it's just too unpredictable on the track. Yeah. This is a rough one. I wasn't expecting this from Team Associated. This one, I think, needs a lot of setup work for a track. Yeah, this thing's just all over the place. I can't do a consistent lap with it. Time for a speed test. Here we go. Whoa, crazy off the line power. I think I hit top speed. I'll bring it back here. I can barely see it. Thing's ripping. We're on 3S. Yeah. That was cool. Love high-speed braking. And we've got 45 miles an hour. So I started the video on the Pro4 up at RC Madness, and after driving around on their big A-scale track, I wound up just pulling it off because it really wasn't suited for that track. I didn't have the right tires for it. The stock tires just weren't gripping, and it wasn't fair that it continued on. So now I went and got some new tires for it, some Proline blockades, and now I'm at Galley Mods in New York. This is a smaller track, and I think it's just going to be perfect for this truck. I want to try it out here on this track because the surface is different, and they actually just swept it. So get a few laps in, and the truck is actually hooking up a lot better here. Wow, I should have started here. This thing's working really well. I like it. This is better. Still a little loose in the rear. Whoa, major crash. Yeah, just a little loose in the rear. This thing's working well now. But yeah, I think some aftermarket tires will really just get this thing dialed in. I'm gonna switch them out. Some new blockades on Raid wheels. This should do it. Look at that. That's just like a slick. Those even look way better. Oh yeah, this is awesome. Much more forward bite right around that corner. This is just planted now. Whoa, night and day difference. This thing is ridiculous now. What a good truck. I was ready to throw in the towel on this one. But man, much better. I went and cut a couple holes in the back of the body too, just so the air doesn't get trapped in underneath it. Pulling wheelies. This thing is a monster now. Plenty of steering. I don't mind the steering servo. It's just being a ready to run servo. You know, usually you want to swap that out, and it seems to be working well. Riding the wall. I'm just getting carried away with it now because I'm having way too much fun. Oh, it reminds me of the old days of short course racing. Really wish it was around. If your track still has it, this is definitely a truck to consider. Not much is needed, just a set of tires and go racing. So we went from looking good on the bench to not doing well on a big track, and then switching over to a small track with new tires, and it turned out to be a great experience with the Pro4. So the truck has a lot of power to it. There's just a little bit of a lag on the bottom end that I noticed with the speed controller setup. The truck actually has a ton of steering. The servo itself is a little bit on the sluggish side, but I actually wound up turning down the dual rate. I mean, I have it down to almost 4 here on the radio system because it has so much steering. It kind of fools you into wanting to steering too much, and that's when the rear end just gets out of shape on you. But the big change here with the tires really helped out. Those stock tires, I mean, those are fine for probably running around on the street, but get yourself a good set of tires. I mean, I'm really not going to make too many changes to the truck other than that. I'm going to get rid of the LED lights. They seem to just get in the way with the front of the body. The body gets hung up on it, and you don't really need it for when you're on the track. But again, if you're having fun, go ahead, leave them in there. I cut out the holes in the back of the body, as I mentioned while I was running it, but everything seems to be working pretty well. The suspension's still soft. The settings really haven't changed on it. The differentials, they could be gone through and add some new oil to it at some point. Did some really hard hits with it too. I mean, I hit the back straightaway. I was motoring with this thing just on the throttle. It hit the wall hard. I hit a couple pipes on the track hard, and I mean, it is just a tough truck. I did go and cut off the mud flaps. Those are pretty much useless in my opinion. You don't need them on a short course truck. It was there for looks. Actually, one of them broke off, so cut the other one off and you're good to go with this thing. It's a great truck. I know Associated has a couple of option parts for it. Maybe you want to grab that, but definitely grab some tires. You're good to go. Links will be in the video description for it.